Audio Jungle.
It's another edition of Bystanders at Newsstands. I'm Michael Adekunle. On today's review we have the New Telegraph newspaper, which reads, ex-chief of defense staff Alex Bade shot dead, with a very sad rider here, attacked while returning from Abuja farm. Air Force died of gunshot wounds. We expect 2019 polls to be Nigeria's best, says US. EFCC arraigns NBA president Usoro for alleged 1.4 billion naira fraud. Now, we have a picture here. APC creating era of poverty, starvation, says Atiku. With a story here, presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and former Vice President Atiku Abubakar acknowledging cheers from supporters at the Northeast Zonal Rally of the party at the Gombe Township Stadium, Gombe State, yesterday. Another one here. Security operatives cordon off National Assembly complex as Buhari presents 8.7 trillion naira budget today. These are the stories we have on the New Telegraph newspaper this morning. We have our reviewers at the newsstands. Let's join them.
The air staff, chief of air staff, shot dead. It shows that the security is very porous. We need to do a lot of things to curb these mayors in the society. If a big tree can fall like this, that means a lot of people are not safe. And this government should do something. The security are sleeping. If an ex-chief of defense staff can be murdered, both him and the driver, in fact, we are in a very big mess. I just pray that God should intervene, because the way things are going, we are heading to election here. By February 16, the presidential election is going to take place, and this is part of the things to know whether the security are ready to protect the citizens. And if they don't do so, it shows that there is a big lacuna. Then secondly, in the aspect of today's paper, that's the National Assembly, that the president is bringing the budget. Yes. Well, one of the papers said that DSS, that if the president is not able to bring his budget today, that means we should blame the police or blame the DSS. Well, first and foremost, the economy of Nigeria today, I don't know what is wrong. We've gotten the policy of this present government is not working. The ASU are on strike. Almost all the parastatals are on strike. What is this government doing? They keep on blaming the past government, and they are not doing anything. That's my take.
We have a picture here which illustrates Atiku, that is the former vice president, campaigning at the Township Stadium in Gombe State. You can see what is here. APC creating era of poverty, starvation, says Atiku. Is it true?
Well, from what I want to say, we have so many alternatives. APC can go ahead and say whatever they want to say. Creating PDP, Atiku is representing PDP and is campaigning and is saying this is what they want to do. We are in for restructuring. This is what we want to do. This is our blueprint. You understand? Then now we want APC to come and tell us. They said they're on next level. Let them come and unveil the next level. What are the things they want to do to take us to the next level? They brought out 4-point agenda. The question I'm asking people is that have we really felt the change that they brought in 2015? And this have really affected everybody, except people are not saying the truth. This particular government, if I'm to judge, if I'm to score them, they have scored below 35%. And this has resulted into poverty, a lot of stagnation in Nigeria economy. That's my take about it.
Sir, below 35%, is it in every sector or what?
The only sector I wanted to rate them is security, and this has shown that the security is also porous. Killing of the ex-chief of defense staff. It shows that the security is. Initially we were saying they are trying in security, but yesterday the international community gave us a figure, and instead of them they started attacking the international community, and it's quite disappointing. The government should stand up to take responsibility. When they don't take responsibility, they will not be able to tackle situation as it's supposed to be. So that's my take about it.
I just begin to wonder, why will the whole ex-chief of staff go to the farm even without the security? That's just my own view. But you know, the geographical area that is affected, Abuja, bringing Abuja in, you know, Abuja Kefi Road, it sends a very, very wrong signal. Yeah, a very wrong signal, even to investors that are coming into the country. You know, when they hear anything big like this happening around the capital city of the country, you know, it shows our level of insecurity. Well, I just hope he so rests in peace anyway.
Now, would you tell me that the security personnel in Abuja are not performing up to their responsibility?
Well, we can't really say for now. I think the security details, they will look into it. We can't really conclude on what actually happened, you know, until after investigation is carried out. So nothing can be said now, really.
On Atiku, APC creating era of poverty, starvation. Atiku is saying this.
That's politics. That's politics.
So his words are political.
It's political. It's political. He has been there before. What did he do? He has been a vice president, isn't it? Yeah. How did he do? How did he perform then? So all this thing is just political. They are just cheap talks, and most of these talks, to my own belief, is just to put confusion in the whole policy. That is just it.
In the issue of corruption, I think this government has done nothing about corruption, because if you tell me you are fighting corruption, I think it is one-sided corruption. What happened to Baba Chelawa, former SSG? Why is he not in prison now? Was he not corrupt? He was found guilty, right? Nigerians know now. He's now walking free now. What happened to Kano State Governor Ganduje, that was so online collecting bribe? Now, has been prosecuted now. He's even in Kano yesterday campaigning for the same man that claimed his integrity, Mr. Buhari. I mean the president. Now, what happened to the former NIS boss that was sacked? But later on, the president had to reinstate him. Now, if you tell me you are fighting corruption, how many persons have been put behind bars? So I think, to me, Mr. President is just fighting his opposition. There is nothing like corruption in this country, because Nigeria, as I'm speaking to you, corruption now under this government is even worse. So the president, if he thinks he wants to fight corruption, if he knows he wants to fight corruption, he should come out clean and stop intimidating oppositions. Akpabio happens to be my governor. Because with Akpabio now, the moment Akpabio decamped, to APC now, he now become saint. This is a man that had a case to answer with the FCC. The moment Akpabio announced his defection from the opposition to the ruling party, he's now a saint.
Don't you think looking into other sectors and paying less attention to corruption, don't you think it's going to increase the level of corruption in this country?
The level of corruption in this country has increased already. So, just like what I said, what Mr. President should do is to come out with policies that can tackle it. Because everybody, as I'm speaking to you, I am corrupt. I will not lie to you. An average Nigerian is corrupt in the sense that if I don't have a job to do now, okay, now let me set you an example. What if I've been enrolled into police and I'm not taking good care of my welfare and my salary are not bogus? Tell me, it will go to a time, even if I don't want to be corrupt, once I see my colleagues taking bribes and they are doing well, one day something in me will still instigate me, say, you know, get sense. See people here, government is, not even taking care of you. Won't I be forced to do what my colleagues are doing? So it is so obvious. If just like what he said, change begins with everybody. Change begins with everybody. If an average Nigerian has something to do, if an average Nigerian can feed well, if an average Nigerian can at least pay his bills, that is when change truly begins with you. Not that you say change begins with you. I don't have a job. I'm homeless. So tell me, to me, that slogan is just useless.
Many thanks for watching us on today's edition of Bystanders at Newsstands. I am Michael Adekunle, reporting from the Newsstands. See you next time.